The preceding program was brought to you in part by this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. I'm Pete Mezzetti. My guest this evening is Bill Hall from the Middlesex United Way. Hello, my friend.
Hey, Pete. Thanks for having me.
Hey, buddy. How are you? Good to see you.
I'm doing great. It's always great to come down to the shoreline and see you and the whole team.
Yeah, it's been a while. How you been?
It's been
a couple
6
months.
months. It was much warmer the last time I was down here.
Yes, I think it was summer last time you
It was.
You and I did this.
It's nice to come down to Westbrook no matter the times, but when you can go to the beach before, it's
exactly. Next time we have you on, we'll go to the beach before.
Okay. All right.
So what's going on with the United Way?
So much is going on with United Way. We're in our 91st year.
Okay.
So last year, 2025, was our 90th anniversary, which was great.
Mm-hmm.
This year, we've got some great things going on. We just had our annual meeting a couple weeks ago where we celebrated the successes of 2025. We honored some great people who are doing some great work. And now onward and on to 91 years.
There you go. Who did you honor at the meeting?
We had a few people. Ramona Berkey, who is on our board of directors, was sort of our big community service award. She is the head of Russell Library, but she also does, she does a ton of stuff for the community and a ton of stuff for us on our board too. She's involved in so much. Reverend Robin Anderson was another person who we awarded for her efforts in the community. She does so much for the community as well in her role. Let's see, who else did we honor? Laura Santa Maria from the Middletown Thanksgiving Project. We honored just their whole project, everything that they do.
Yeah.
Lorenzo Marshall from the Middlesex Chamber, another one who does so much. And one of the things that we love to do, we love to honor the people who are doing a lot of the behind the scenes work, who maybe not the ones holding the title,
exactly,
but who are doing a lot of the great stuff behind the scenes. And so there's more pictures on our website too for people if they want to check it out and read more about who was honored.
I was going to say, I think we have photos of that
yep.
somewhere.
And Steam Train as well. Steam Train's another one.
Somewhere during the show.
Yep.
And let's talk about Alice.
Yes. So Alice, for those who don't know, is asset limited, income constrained, employed.
Okay.
And so it's the portion of the population who don't fit the criteria for poverty, but are often struggling to make ends meet. These are the folks who, one car fix away from, being in trouble. So, choosing to have to feed the family versus getting that prescription filled, or if something goes wrong, they're really struggling. And the numbers are really staggering. This year, the report came out in the fall, shortly after we met the last time, after I was on the show. And the numbers are just getting worse, unfortunately. And unfortunately, Middlesex County is not immune to the struggles that many are facing across the state and across the country. Middletown is our highest percentage of Alice. And I should point out that when we look at the numbers, Alice is at or below the threshold. So the Alice threshold, meaning those who fit into that category or those who are poverty.
Right.
So when you look at the numbers, I know we have the map up right now.
I was going to say, we can take a look at the map and talk about it.
The map, you can see the highest percentages. Middletown, which is sort of the city of Middlesex County, is among the highest. So that percentage there in the 40s includes the Alice population and those in poverty. So the numbers are high. It's really surprising and really disappointing to see. Westbrook, again, where we are now, that's a high percentage. And Chester is another town that's seeing a pretty high number of people living at that level.
Right.
And, unfortunately, these numbers are from 2023, even though the the numbers came out in 2025. It takes that amount of time to get the data.
Yeah.
So based on everything going on in the world today in Connecticut, the cost of living, we're expecting those numbers for the 2026 ALICE report to be even higher.
Really?
A couple of weeks ago, we've been speaking at the local chamber meetings, and town leaders from one of the towns with a high percentage met with us privately to kind of go over the numbers and dig deeper to figure out, okay, what does this mean for us? And it's not necessarily that anyone's doing anything wrong.
Right.
If you have a high percentage of ALICE people in your community, it doesn't mean that you're failing or anything. It's just the cost of living, the cost to live in a town may be higher than what the wages are. So the cost of eggs, the cost of bread, the cost of milk, the cost of car insurance, homeowners insurance
Gas.
is rising. Yes, gas is a great example of things that are rising at a much higher rate than what the wages are.
Right.
So Westbrook, another community that's high on the list, it's a shoreline town. People think it's pretty well off people here, and there are a lot of well off people here, but there's also the population, seasonal workers, people who come here and work during the summer. They want to live in this community. They're struggling to make ends meet as well. Yeah, I know it's surprising, and it's kind of depressing to talk about, but I think the good thing about it is that having those numbers, we're able to see what it is and how we can help.
And I actually know this one because of the local news
Yep.
and the weather,
Yep.
because it's been frigid cold here the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And I guess that the United Way funds and supports the 211 helpline.
Yes.
Let's talk about it.
Yes, let's talk about it, because you're right. It's been in the news a lot lately because of the warming center. So 211, everybody's mentioning it. Don't forget to call 211 if you need a warming center.
Right.
And that's so important, but it's so much more than that too. We'll start with the big things, the warming centers in the winter, when you've got people who have, whether they're out on the streets or they're having issues with heat in their homes, you can call that number to get the warming centers in your community. In the summer, on the flip side, cooling centers.
Right.
Those are things that people call for. But 211 also helps people with things like mental health services, housing services, transportation, childcare. Long list of things that you can call 211 to get help for. And our United Way, Middlesex United Way, along with the other dozen or so United Ways, local United Ways across Connecticut, support that through funding. So the 211 call center is based in Rocky Hill. That's where United Way of Connecticut is based. And so recently I was up there with a group, and we kind of got to tour the call center and see, it's a great group of people who are highly trained too.
Oh yeah?
So I know one of the things that people say, and you've heard, unfortunately, the hold times are up because there's such a need right now.
Right.
And I guess the message I want the audience to really pick up on is please hold, please wait. And if you can't wait, the website, 211ct.org.
Okay.
Because if you call and you're on hold, they will get back to you.
Yes.
And it's not just you're going to be put on hold and that's it. When you do talk to somebody, they're going to take the time to really understand what your need is and to help get you the best resources available. And that's part of why there is a wait time, because you're not just being transferred to this person then this person.
No.
When you do get connected to somebody, they really want to understand what your problem is, how they can help you, and then they want to help you going forward. Because a lot of times if you call for something like heat or childcare, there's other things that go along with it that you may not think of right away, but it all kind of ties together. So maybe if you call for housing, but you have problems with childcare,
right,
they're going to help you with all of it.
Right.
And they're going to connect you with services that can help you with all of it.
Sounds like a very worthwhile project.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And lucky for us, Governor Lamont recently provided extra funding to help support the 211 helpline.
I think that was on the news.
It was. It absolutely was. They did a press conference a couple weeks ago.
I saw that.
And that's really great, but of course the need is bigger than that too. So 211 is always looking for ways to sort of get extra funding, extra support to make sure that people aren't waiting a long time. If you don't have access to the internet, you can go to the public library and they'll help you get to that website so you can, while you're on hold, look at what the resources are online.
Really? Mm-hmm. Cool.
And you can chat with a specialist as well on the website. So
really?
That's one thing I would say if you are on hold or you just can't get to the phone, the website, because it's definitely another great resource.
That's cool.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, see? You learn something new every day, Pete.
I know, and I've actually never been on the 211 website either.
Yes, it's worth checking out.
Is
it definitely is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So, and maybe one of these days I can get you a tour up at the call center so you can check that out too.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Yeah, you and I will go up together and
yes, absolutely.
we could do that.
And just for reference, I think in the past year, 2025, there were about 12,000 calls across Middlesex County to the 211 helpline. So, I mean, to put it into perspective, look at the 15 towns that make up Middlesex County. That's how much of a need there is in our own communities.
And all the calls are handled in Rocky Hill.
Yes, I mean, some of them are remote, but
Okay.
yeah, for the most part, that's where the call center is based, and that's where the team gets together and kind of assesses the need and helps with the resources.
Now, do you guys work closely with the United Way of Connecticut?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep. All the different local United Ways. I, for example, am on a local marketing collaborative, so we work throughout every month. We have a meeting and we go through, we discuss what the needs are, what everybody's up to, and what we can do as a group to help communicate the needs of all the United Ways and United Way of Connecticut to the state.
Right.
Yep.
And I heard you also speak at the Greater Old Saybrook Chamber of Commerce meetings as well whenever you show
Yeah,
up.
every time we have an opportunity, we'd love to do that because we want to make sure people know that we're not just Middletown. Our office is in Middletown, but we are all 15 towns that make up Middlesex County. Right. And the Greater Old Saybrook Chamber offers us a great place to discuss the needs down here and make sure that everybody's aware that we're here to support in any way that we can.
And they're a great chamber.
Absolutely.
As you know.
Yes.
As you know.
Yes. And Middlesex County Chamber as well.
That's right, yeah.
Both are great and very helpful.
Our friend Joe.
Yes. Yep. So many of them. I don't want to leave anybody out.
Yeah, no, me either. Me either.
Yep.
Now, as far as in response to the increase in need, your team started the Middlesex Pantry Project. Can you tell us a little bit about the Pantry Project and how it's going?
Yes. So the Pantry Project, the Middlesex Pantry Project, I should say, is our sort of response to the increase in need. In the fall, obviously, there were so many issues with SNAP. People didn't know where SNAP was going to be.
Yep.
Just the cost of living and the cost of groceries has gone up so much that we wanted to create something to provide support to not just families in our county, but also to the agencies that we support as well. So like St. Vincent de Paul and Amazing Grace food pantries, pantries across our county. So our team created this project in response to that. And what we do is we have partner agencies. You can see them up on the screen. This is our February partner agencies. And you can drop off canned goods, non-perishable food items, toiletries, pet treats too, because everybody loves their pets. Mm-hmm. And what we do is we collect them from our partner agencies. You can also stop at our office in Middletown as well. And what we do is we collect the goods and then we figure out what the need is in different communities. So like already we've dropped things off in Portland. We stopped in Middlefield for their social services.
Oh yeah.
We have a few in the pipeline that we're going to be dropping them off to. There was a church in Middletown that we dropped off goods to as well. So that we're making sure everybody in every community is getting what they need and we can be a support to those food pantries.
And I believe we have some photos we're going to look at as well. Let's take a look at those and maybe you can tell us what we're looking at.
Yeah, so these are pictures. I don't like being in the pictures, but we all drop off the goods. So, when we're there, this one right here is our team dropping off in Middlefield. This is a tour of their food pantry in Middlefield. And you'll see, this is Eli Cannon supported us with a food drive as well. This is the Cromwell Hotel, the Marriott, and this is dropping off in Portland. So really great to come together. Middlesex Habitat for Humanity did a drive at the business, at the Restore, and then the Denise DeCenzo Foundation just this weekend collected goods. So it's a really great opportunity not just to help, but really get together with our partners, community partners, to really come together for a good cause.
Now, how closely do you guys work with the Denise DeCenzo Foundation?
Well, it's funny because I'm on their board, and so
I've heard that
yeah,
before.
and so I had asked this weekend we were going to be having a meeting, and I said, hey, can we collect canned goods? And everybody was really up for it, and there was a great response. So it was a good opportunity for us to do something, and worked out well for me because I could just take them from there and bring them to the office.
There you go. Now I'm gonna jump off script here for a second. Tell us a little bit about the Denise DeCenzo Foundation.
Sure. So the Denise DeCenzo Foundation was born out of the passing of Channel 3 News anchor Denise DeCenzo. And the mission is really just to continue the good work that she did and the passions that she was really excited about. Right. So things like advancing medicine, healthcare, helping those who maybe not have a voice amplify their voice as well. Right. So we do a walk to rare end diseases every April. Okay. And it's an opportunity to uplift and really bring a voice to some of the rare diseases people don't know about. Right. But there's other things. Integrity in journalism is another thing that we're trying to get off the ground because it was really important to Denise. Having worked with her, I can tell you she was a mentor to me. Yeah. And so having the integrity in journalism is going to be something we're excited about, and more to come on that. Okay. Yeah. All right.
I can say we'll have to get back on that. That's a whole other show.
Yeah, and there's other people that can talk much better about that than me.
That's a whole other show. With
sure.
And now, if someone wants to get involved with the Middlesex Pantry Project, how can they?
That's a great question, and this is a great place to ask it. If people want to get involved,
I see a QR code.
That's right. So that will take you to our website, and that has more information. But if you want to get involved, if you either want to be a drop-off location for us, or you're a pantry or an agency that's looking to collect things, that there's a need, head to the website, and our contact information is on there. You can email me. My email should be on there as well. And we'll get in touch with you. And we just got some new partner drop-off locations for February. Valley Shore Y, which is down the road here, is going to be doing a food drive for us, or a collection drive for us, starting next week. Okay. And then Kuhn, which is got a couple locations across Middlesex County and beyond, is going to do a drive for us as well. And we're looking for things beyond that. And I think one of the key points about the Pantry Project is that people donate things during the holidays. People think, I need to give during the holidays, but people still need food in January. Right. People still need jackets in February. People still need support all across the year, not just during the holidays. And that doesn't take away from what people do during the holidays. We're just trying to add to it. So we're looking for partners for March, April, May, and beyond. So if you are interested or you want to partner with us in any way, just reach out and we'll set up a meeting.
So you have partners for every month. Different partners every month.
We're trying to.
Pretty much.
We're trying to. I mean, there's been a couple of them that have been on for a couple of months, and they've been wonderful. And as long as they want to stay on and support, that's great. We're not going to turn anybody away. But we realize that people have a lot going on. If they want to, stop for a little bit, and we want to bring somebody else on, we'd be happy to do that. I believe we actually have a graphic for the February pantry drop-offs. We can pop that up again, Emily? Yep, I know that was on there before. Those are the Valley Shore Y, LFI, which is Middletown Chevy. Okay. Kuhn, as we mentioned as well, and I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I'm probably missing one or two, but there's a few. And like I said before, you can always come to our office, which is in Middletown, right above Amici's restaurant. That's right. If you want to drop something off directly with our office. And that's available during the business hours, Monday through Friday? Yep. So because we're remote on Mondays and Fridays, it's Tuesday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And we have more information on our website. Oh, you're remote Mondays and Fridays? We are, yes. Okay. Yes. All right. I guess that's a good thing. Yes. Yeah, and it doesn't mean that we're not there, but just guaranteed to have somebody there Tuesday through Thursday. Exactly. Now, let's move on to grants. The Middlesex United Way's Community Impact Grant Cycle is open right now. What can you tell us about it? Yes, matter of fact, there you go. Yes, this is one of the most exciting things because it's sort of the big thing that we are known for is our grant cycle. And last year in 2025, we gave out $300,000 in grants to community agencies across the 15 towns. I believe it was little less than 24 agencies that we supported, and we want to continue that work this year and beyond. So the way that it works, it's a competitive grant process where we have our applications online. You go to our website, middlesexunitedway.org. you can find the application, and it's just a way for us to support the agencies that are doing so much great work across our county. And I believe that the grant is open through March 27th, which is a Friday, so there's plenty of time. Brian, our Community Impact Director, who's in that photo with our friends from the Valley Shore Y, will be hosting an information session, I believe on the 17th of this month, and there's information, there's a QR code up on the screen. So if you want to register, it'll take you to that grants page and you can learn more and register there. When you register, you'll get sent the Zoom link. But our impact area shifted this year. So,
it did?
Yes, yes. So with the United Way Worldwide rebrand, we sort of rebranded as well. You'll see our new logo, maybe not on that screen, but throughout. And so our impact areas now are pretty much the same, but they've shifted a little bit in terms of what we're supporting. So if you're looking to apply for a grant, just check out those impact areas to make sure that that's something that you fit into. Housing, wellness, community resiliency, different things, just more of what we've been doing, but just maybe in a different title. But one of the things Brian had asked me to really share is that we really want to hear the stories of those who are applying for grants. It's, grants can be such a numbers thing and such a data thing, and that's important too, but we really want to hear the story behind what you're doing and what you need and how we can support you. That's one of the biggest takeaways, I think, is if you're applying for a grant, really share the story of what you do for the community, in addition to the data and the numbers and everything, because that's really what we want the impact to be, is how it's touching the lives of people across the community.
Would you mind sticking around for another segment?
I think so.
Okay, we'll be right back.
For 90 years, Middlesex United Way has been at the heart of bringing people together. Our strength has always been collaboration, working side by side with community partners, volunteers, and neighbors to create lasting change. As we mark this milestone anniversary, we remain dedicated to that mission and to our incredible community partners.
I feel as though the United Way is an excellent way for us as members of the community to give back to our community. Whether you're getting a direct benefit or not, you're still benefiting from an organization that supports the community, because we all benefit from living in a nice community like Middlesex County.
Together, we've worked to build a healthier, stronger, and more equitable community.
When I started Middletown Pride and I started on this journey, I was so thankful and so surprised about how many people in the Middletown community here were just super accepting. And not only did they instantly get involved from the start, they said, okay, but let us do more, and what else can we do? And we've seen that time and time again with members of the community just showing up really every year.
Middlesex United Way's annual community impact grants are at the heart of our mission. This year, we dedicated over $300,000 to help lift up the great work local agencies are doing across the community.
Our goal is to build bridges between the police department and the community. And it's also, it's about mentoring and directing our youth. We're very excited and we want to direct them in the right way, and they can be great citizens and part of the community.
The community programs that are supported by the United Way help so many people in so many different ways, and that contributes to a vibrant community, a community where people are getting help when they need it, and that's just so important.
The value of United Way for us is not only the financial aspect, which is obvious and always a need, but the fact that you support community nonprofit organizations, and you feel that you're part of a larger scenario delivering a range of services in a particular geography.
As we look back through the years, we see the faces, the hands, and the hearts that built Middlesex United Way. For 9 decades, neighbors, partners, and volunteers have stood together to make a difference.
It is about giving back to the community. I mean, we see so much going on today where people are squabbling and people are angry, and to be able to do something positive for others in the community is just such a special feeling.
As Middlesex United Way kicks off a new campaign, we remain focused on ensuring everyone in our community has the opportunity to thrive. And we thank you for joining us on this mission. United is the way.
Welcome back to this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. I'm Pete Mezzetti, sitting here with Bill Hall from the Middlesex United Way. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. All right, so we just came back from the PSA break, but we watched a video during the break.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about what we saw.
Yeah, so this video that we just watched was celebrating our 90th anniversary.
Okay.
And it was really to kick off our campaign, our workplace and overall campaign for the 90 years. But there were some really special partners that we featured in there. Just off the top of my head, I know Middletown Pride was on there, Middletown Police Department's Police Activity League, Literacy Volunteers Valley Shore, the Middletown Community Thanksgiving Project. These are some of the agencies and the partners that we work with throughout the year, and we really wanted to highlight the great work that they do because, and I know it wasn't in this particular video, but I like to use Oddfellows Playhouse as an example because they're one of our longtime funded partners. I attended their children's circus over the summer, which was just really awesome to see. But while you may think, okay, yeah, it's great because the kids get to go to summer camp, they're learning these new skills, they're building confidence.
Right.
That's a huge part of it. But the other part of it
course
is childcare. The family doesn't have to worry about paying for a babysitter during the summer. Food. These kids are fed, in some cases, breakfast or lunch during the summer camp. So that's something that the parents don't have to pay for while they're there. So, you know, while it's focused maybe on child development or youth development, there's other things that are part of it too. Right. And things that we often don't really talk about or don't realize. And the children's circus and Oddfellows in general, one of the things that's really special about them is that it's a sliding scale. So families who may not be able to afford the normal tuition or the normal cost of doing it, they have a special scale for those families so that everybody can attend. You know, it's not limited to just the families that can afford to send their kids there. And so many of our partners are like that, where it's serving the whole community. I mean, the YMCA, we partner with the Northern Middlesex YMCA, and one of the things that they do so much.
Right.
They house people, they have childcare. I'm actually going to be plunging with them at the end of this month for Camp Ingersoll, so I'm excited about that. Hopefully it warms up a bit.
Whoa, hold on, what's Camp Ingersoll? Tell me about you going in for a dip.
Yes, so I'll be plunging with their team to raise money for their Camp Ingersoll to send kids to camp, their summer camp there in Portland.
Okay.
So hey, if you want to join me, I mean, you're welcome to do that. It's the end of the month. I think it's the 28th.
All right.
It's a Saturday, so we're raising money for that. And Middlesex United Way is a partner with funding, but I like to do these things, and I think our whole team does, where it's not just about the grants. There's so many other ways to partner with these agencies. There's so many ways to show our support. And for me, plunging into a cold lake or pond is one of those ways.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you're welcome, Pete. You're welcome to join me if you'd like.
Let me know. Let me know. I think that would be fun.
Yes.
And as far as I believe, are there any other opportunities available throughout the year?
Yes, yeah. So in addition to our community impact grants, our Women United team also gives out grants throughout the year. So in the fall, we did a grant process last year at the Power of the Purse, which is a big event we'll talk about a little bit later.
Sure.
They also gave out grants, one particular grant in last year and a couple that they're working on now. Okay. And we've also given out small grants. So, you know, if there's a program or an agency that's looking to get funding, maybe not at the level of a community impact grant that requires quarterly reports, things like that, we sometimes will give out smaller grants that maybe range from $100 to $1,000 for smaller programs, specific programs. And I know we did that last year in Valley Shore Y. The check presentation picture that was in that graphic was from that.
Okay.
You know, they did an event in April, I think, this past year, and we like to support in many ways, and smaller grants sometimes are the best way to do that.
Now, I from what I understand, you guys also work with the Community Foundation Middlesex County.
Yes, and their team is wonderful. A small but mighty team.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, yeah, and they do great work as well. I mean, really tremendous work across the community, and they're just so solid with everything that they do in terms of funding and just helping. Like, I attended a webinar with them that they hosted a few months ago for nonprofits, so they do great work as well.
They do. They do. Now, as far as we have events coming up, the soonest is in a couple of weeks, right here on the shoreline.
Yes. So
tell us about it.
On February 21st, we'll be at Mercine Brewing
in Old Saybrook.
In Old Saybrook,
right.
Yep. And it's our second Musical bingo. I see you got the graphic up there on the screen, the QR code on the upper left side of the screen. You can register right through there. It's $25 to join us.
Okay.
And that includes several rounds of bingo and pizza.
Really?
And there's some great prizes. I know my colleague Whitney, who's our director of development, is working on getting some great prizes for that. We did it in September as well, and it was just a lot of fun. It was well attended and just so much fun. The energy there is really great. And so we're kind of hoping to just do that again in February and kind of make it a regular thing.
Yeah.
And I think, again, it's just to kind of really hit this home, we want to be on the shoreline too.
Yeah.
Even though our office is in Middletown, we want to be on the shoreline as much as possible. And they've been a great partner. I know they just got an award, I think, too, from the chamber. So
I believe they got the Business of the Year
Yeah,
award
yeah,
from their last week or 2
Yeah.
weeks ago when the chamber had their annual meeting.
yeah, so
Were
I
you
mean,
there?
I was not there,
I was
but
not there
I would
either,
say,
but-
I mean, we invite people to go to that business and all the local businesses anytime, but definitely on the 21st, join us there. It'll be a fun night.
Believe it or not, I've never been there.
Well,
I know where it is.
I think I've got you now saying you're going to come to this, right?
Yes.
Do I have you on video promising you're going to join us?
Will you be there?
I hope to. I hope to.
Maybe then.
Yep.
We'll figure it out.
Yep.
And what other events do we have coming up?
We've got a lot. It's a busy time of year for us. So after the musical bingo, our next big event is Power of the Purse,
Tell us about it.
which is run by our Women United Affinity Group. So their focus is on supporting women and families across Middlesex County. I know you got the graphic up there. Tickets will be available very soon.
Yeah.
It's going to be at the Middletown Elks Lodge, right in Middletown, right off Route 9. So it's
Okay.
pretty easy to get to. It's, again, run by our women's group, and the focus on that is bidding on purses, handbags, and other great prizes as well.
Okay.
And the money that they raise from that, again, stays local. It supports not scholarships, it supports grants and other different programs that can support women and children.
Now, the Power of the Purse event is where?
It's in Middletown
Okay.
at the Middletown Elks Lodge.
All right.
It's a really cool setup. And,
Oh, is it?
And I should point out that it's not just women who are invited. Everybody's invited. So
Okay.
even though it's run by our Women United group, it's a fun event, and we make sure that it's fun for everybody. So men too
Okay.
are welcome. Yep. And then after that, after the Power of the Purse, so that's April 30th. On May 12th, we're going to be hosting our annual golf tournament. And we're excited about that this year because it's going to be at Lyman Orchards. We're moving there. We had a great time at Portland Golf Course the last couple of years, but this year
I
we're
was
going
going
to...
to say, there's a graphic right there.
Yep, and so we're going to be there, and it's going to be May 12th. It's a Tuesday. A lot of fun, and we're looking for individual golfers as well as foursomes as well.
And
So
I believe we
again,
have some photos.
yep,
Let's take a look at
yep,
those.
hopefully. And we did it last year and the year before at Portland Golf Course, and they were tremendous to partner with. And this year we're going to be partnering with Lyman's. And I don't want to give away some of the fun things that we're working on, but there will be some fun things going on. I'll say pies, donuts. So you'll have to show up to learn more about that.
Lyman Orchards pie and donut? Okay.
Yep,
All
yep.
right.
That's a little tease there.
Okay.
But you'll have to join us. And also, if you're not a golfer, don't worry. We
You can still come
sell
and hang out?
dinner only tickets as well. So if
Oh,
you're
yeah?
not a golfer but you want to support the cause, we're going to have a great dinner there, and a silent auction. I believe it's either a silent auction or a raffle drawing.
Okay. I believe we have some photos we're going to look at right now.
Oh yeah, you're
we
right.
go.
There we are. This is from last year. That's Judy from the chamber.
Yeah.
And some of the teams. And I should also point out, and I'm glad that we're showing the pictures, because if you're not a golfer but you want to support the cause, there's also sponsorship opportunities.
Oh, yeah.
All the way from a T-sign sponsorship, which I believe is $100, a little more than $100, $125, or all the way up to a $10,000 sponsorship. So there's a whole bunch of different levels you can support us. It's a great marketing opportunity. There's my dad. My dad's right next to Whitney, the second one in. He
Oh, yeah.
golfed last year. The team from McCabe and Associates right there, with Whitney in the middle. And there's our team getting ready for registration. So a really great day. And, looking at those pictures makes me just want the warmer weather to come.
Yes, please. I don't know about you, but I'm ready for the warmer weather.
I definitely am.
I am.
Definitely am. So, talking golf tournament means warmer weather and green grass and everything.
So what else do we have coming up? Because we got some time. We got some time left.
Yeah.
What else we want to talk about?
Well, we're going to be working on our emerging leaders group to do some events. The most recent thing we did, and it was really at the end of that video, really short clip of the toy drive that we held in December. And that is one of my favorite events of the whole year. It's our emerging leaders group. So it used to be young leaders. Now we call it emerging because the age range kind of varies.
Yes.
But the goal of that is to help some younger folks. We say 21 to 40, but it really is pretty flexible. Help them make connections, help them, we're going to be doing hopefully workshops, lunch and learn style things where they can make connections with professionals in the community, but also a great way to do service projects. So volunteering, different things like that. The toy drive, we were able to collect toys for about 400 kids across the greater Middletown community in December. And we had some great partners for that. Modern Milkman donated 4 or 5 giant garbage bags full of toys that they donated. They collected from their customers.
Wow.
Middletown Chevy, the Marriott in Cromwell also. We had some really great partners. Middlesex Health had some of their team members, their employees volunteer with us that day, and they partner with us. So it's a really great opportunity. I don't have anything set yet for emerging leaders, but stay tuned and head to our website to find out if and when we're going to be hosting events this year, because we're really trying to get that up and running.
You think you're going to do the toy drive again this year?
Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
Tell you what, you let me know.
Yep.
I'll have you on again.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's one of my favorite events, and because you get to see the community coming out. And there's so much going on in the world, but to see people coming out, regardless of where they stand on things, donating toys, holding up signs, and donating their time as well is just wonderful to see, especially around the holidays.
And you guys work pretty closely with the food pantry in Middletown, don't you?
Yep. They're one of our funded partners, but we work with them throughout the year. We try to support in any way that we can because there's such a need. I know when the SNAP thing was happening, we were talking with one of their employees, and they just mentioned what a sort of crazy time it was for them, and really for all the food pantries and food banks, and even agencies that don't directly support in that way. It's just a crazy time, but they handled it really well. And it was a good example of people coming together to do what they can to help.
And their executive director actually reached out to me.
Mary Ellen?
Yep.
Yes.
I heard from her the other day. And
yeah, they have a great team, and they really do just a wonderful job. When I was, our team helps with the Community Thanksgiving Project. The registrations are at the Amazing Grace Food Pantry.
Oh, yeah?
And so I was sitting there with another volunteer, and you kind of get to see the process, and they really just have it down so well. And they're serving such an important mission doing what they do. So my hat off to them.
Now, if people want more, if people want to volunteer or learn more, where are they going?
The first thing I'd say is go to our website, middlesexunitedway.org. There's a Help Us section tab right at the top, and Karen, our volunteer coordinator, will take in all that information. There's like a web form you can fill out, and she'll take it, and if there's any specific events coming up, like a day of caring, a day of action, or if we're going to be at an event like a food drive or something like that, you can click through and figure out which one specifically you want to do. Or if you just generally want to help, we'll take your information. When there is a need, we'll give you a call or we'll email you. So the first thing I'd say is go to our website. That would be the first thing I'd say. If not, and you don't want to go to the website, you can call us 860-346-8695. That goes right to our office, and you can contact us that way, and we'll put you in touch with an opportunity.
And I know we talked about it at the top, so let's recap. What's the team up to in 2026 so far, and what's coming up? Yeah,
so in addition to the pantry project and the events that we have going on, I know that Whitney, our director of development, is also working on a project that I don't want to get too specific about because I don't have all the details, but I will say it's helping businesses and agencies with service projects. We want to be able to facilitate, if you want your team, if you're a business and you want your team to do a day of action or volunteering, we'll help facilitate that. So that way, we'll either, whether it's putting together care packages for a nonprofit or a food bank or a housing authority, or doing something else, we want to be able to facilitate that, make it easy for your team. So, you reach out to us, again, go to our website, go to our, give us a call, and we can help set that up.
Now, as far as, let's recap about Alice too.
Yeah. Yeah.
pop the graphic as well.
Yeah, so the ALICE population, like I had said at the top of the show, is growing, unfortunately. The need is growing, and the new report we're expecting to come out in the springtime. We usually release it in the fall publicly to Connecticut. But again, the data is 2 years behind. So the data from this map that's up on the screen right now is really data from 2023, just because of how long it takes to kind of pull everything together. And I should also note that the QR code that's up on the screen takes you to the full ALICE report for the state of Connecticut.
Okay.
So if you scan the QR code, or you can go to our website, it's also on our website, you can read the entire report. I mean, this is a map showing Middlesex County, so it's broken down by town. But if you go to the QR code, you can see what, occupations are the highest ALICE percentage. I should point out that seniors are among the highest growing percentage of ALICE, because what it takes for them to live and survive is not keeping up with the cost of living. So you have people who've lived in, we'll say Durham or Chester or Haddam their whole lives. They've paid off their homes, but what they're getting for income every month isn't keeping up with what it costs to pay for things like gas, like you mentioned, or pay for housing. So we're keeping an eye on the senior population in addition to all the other families, because we want to make sure that nobody's left behind. We want to make sure we're caring for every population, or every part of the population, I should say.
Right. And from what I understand, the United Way funds and supports the 211 helpline.
Yes.
And I'm sure you and I have seen it over the news for the last couple of days, because it's cold.
It is cold. And while the cooling centers, the warming centers and the cooling centers over the summer are probably the highest call volume at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
211 is so much more than that. And something I didn't touch on in the first half of this was when the SNAP things, when there was a question about SNAP benefits and everything in the fall, the number of calls that 211 in Connecticut got skyrocketed immediately.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't have the specific percentage, and I don't want to get it wrong, but I will say that the first week or so after the SNAP benefits fiasco, they received more calls in that first week than they had in the whole month the year before, something like that, something crazy like that. I don't want to get specific because I don't want to get it wrong, but it really showed the need, but also showed what United Way of Connecticut and all the local United Ways need to do to really be there for the population that we serve. And so, I mentioned earlier that Governor Lamont had set aside extra money, and that's wonderful, and that's going to do a lot to help hiring new call specialists, training call specialists. But it shows that there's a need that, we're still trying to make sure that we are helping everybody. And so, we're still going to need funding going forward in addition to that extra money.
Yes.
So, the highest percentage, I think, aside from the cooling and warming centers right now, mental health is a big one, housing. During COVID, there was a big population who were calling to get support with that. There's so many needs, and the people who are answering the phone on the 211 side are trained specifically to get you to the help that you need. They're not, like I said, they're not going to transfer you to this one or transfer you to that one. They're going to want to understand what the need is, if there's more of a need than what you may think you need. If you are out of your house, do you have a transportation issue? Is there a childcare issue? They're going to work with you to make sure that they're connecting you to the right resources, to make sure that you aren't struggling with one thing, get that fixed, and then you have to call back just because you're struggling with something else. They want to get it all taken care of as much as they can. So, if you're on the phone and you're on hold with that, I promise you, when you do get connected, you're going to get as much help as they can provide.
Yeah, well, and someone will get back to you.
Yes, and I believe you can get a call back. So if you call and you're on hold, you can have them call you back, or you can go to the website and get the help that you need there as well. You can chat with somebody on the website.
And I'm assuming all the information on the website is all the information that they give you when you call.
Right. There's a whole list of options on the website. When you talk to a call specialist, again, they're trained to kind of get you to things quickly, where the website you're going to have to navigate. But yes, it's all on there as well.
It sounds like a website that we're checking out. I've never been on it, but it sounds like.
Yeah, and like I had mentioned before as well, about 12,000 calls from Middlesex County in the past year. So 2025, it was just under 13,000 calls from Middlesex County.
Wow.
Yeah, a majority of that Middletown. I think it was probably 6,000 or 7,000 for Middletown, but across the county, across the board, there were calls and a need for mental health, for housing, all sorts of different things.
It's pretty impressive. That's
And remember, that's just Middlesex County. I
Right.
mean, you look at the whole state and thousands and thousands of calls and requests that are going through.
because as we talked about in the first segment, that there's United Ways all over the state of Connecticut.
Correct.
Not just
Yep.
Middletown.
That's right. That's right. Yep. We work with all the different local United Ways to make sure that everybody's getting the help that they need.
How many, besides Middletown, how many United Ways are there in the state?
A little over a dozen
Okay.
local United Ways, and then
Okay.
of course you have United Way of Connecticut, which again is based in Rocky Hill.
Okay.
But we all work together. They're the ones that house the 211, and I should mention 988 as well. That's the crisis hotline.
Okay.
So if you're having a crisis situation, you call 988. You will not be on hold for that.
No.
They have that. There's extra funding for that to make sure that there is a specially trained person in touch with you immediately when you call that number. And again, that's for emergencies, that's for a crisis
Right.
situation, but they're there as well.
That's not for everyday calls.
No,
No.
no,
You-
no.
No.
Yep. Yeah, that's what 211 is for. But yeah, I wanted to mention it because obviously when you're in a crisis situation, you're not going to be on hold. You want to get to somebody right away, and they recognize that and they have that figured out.
Wow. It's pretty impressive. I knew 988 existed, but I didn't know what it was, what exactly it was for.
Yeah, yeah, and there's a lot of need with that too as well. Given everything that's going on.
Absolutely. Now, let's talk about the United Way Community Impact Grant Cycle.
So that's now open.
Okay.
Last year we served about little under 24 agencies, but throughout the years we've served dozens and dozens of agencies. A lot of them have stayed on. But one of the things that's important to us, and especially to our team, Shawanda, when she started, she wanted to make sure that it was open to everybody.
Right.
So it wasn't always just the same agencies getting funding and over again. We wanted to make sure that new agencies, new nonprofits had the opportunity to get funding from us as well. So there are several new ones this year who haven't gotten funded. I know in the last couple of years, the Middletown Police Activity League, they were a new one. They kind of just formed, but they're one of the funded partners. And we open it up to really the whole community. There's certain requirements, and if you go to our website, you'll find out what it is, the requirements to apply for the grant. But we want to make sure that it's open to all different agencies across Middlesex County. One of the requirements, of course, is that you have to serve Middlesex County. And there's certain other requirements. Again, I don't want to get into it specifics because I don't want to get it wrong here on TV. But if you go to our website, it's all listed there.
All there.
Yep.
Now, I'm going to put you on the spot. On this graphic, I see faces.
Yep.
Who are the faces I see?
So it's our friends from the Valley Shore YMCA. So on the left, far left is Dave Putnam.
Yeah.
And then on the far right is Tony Shirillo.
That's Tony.
You know Tony. And then Brian is to the left. I don't know the gentleman right next to Tony.
Okay.
He's from the Y as well. But Brian is our Director of Community Impact.
Okay.
And this is from one of our small grants in the past year to fund a program that they did
Okay.
back in April of last year.
So that's what Brian looks like.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And you'll have to interview him too.
Oh, absolutely. Now, tell me this. So if someone wants to let's say somebody applies for a grant and they get the grant, can you apply next year or is there a waiting period?
Yeah, so one of the things that changed recently, and I think that this is important to point out, so thank you for asking that,
yes.
is there's a 3-year on, 1-year off policy to give
Okay.
everybody an opportunity.
Right.
So, and this was implemented 3 years ago. So this year is one of the years that some of the agencies that we've had for a long time are going to be falling off for a year to give
Okay.
others an opportunity. So this year specifically, I'm glad you mentioned it, is an
Yes.
opportunity for some new funding, new partners to come on and be a part of the process. So it's 3 years on, 1 year off. And if, Habitat for Humanity, for example,
Sure.
they were off last year because they knew there wasn't a need. This year, there may be more of a need. So you can always drop off earlier. And we also reserve the right to say, hey, like food, for example, if there's a food insecurity problem,
Right.
that's a big need, we also reserve the right to say, we recognize the need is a lot higher for this year. We'll make exceptions on a case-by-case basis.
Right.
So if there's a partner that say it's their third year, they're going to be coming off, but we know that they're in dire need of support to fund something, there
You'll
are
make an
exceptions.
exception.
Yeah, and the way that the grant funding works is we have a community impact team along with Brian who go through the applications and they review all the applications and they make the final decision. It's not by the staff. So
Okay.
I have no part in that. Shawanda, our CEO, has no part in that
Right.
as well. I mean, of course, there's always recommendations if there's a strong need, but it's that community impact team made up of board members, Brian's on the committee, and volunteers who aren't on our board as well. So it's a great way to really make sure that there's no favorites. There's no this one knows this one.
Exactly.
It's a fair process. And after the grants are awarded throughout the year, Brian and some of our CIC, that's what we call it, the community impact team,
Okay.
go out and they do site visits throughout the year. So
Oh,
if there's
cool.
an event, they'll go out. I know we were down here in December for the Literacy Volunteers Valley Shore team, did a holiday gathering with
Okay.
their mentors, their instructors, and the board members.
Mm-hmm.
And so we went down there and we're lucky enough to be invited to see it in action, to see the connections that they make, the great work that they do. So it's really a great opportunity for us to see the impact these nonprofits are making across the community with some of the money that we provide.
Right. Now, as far as, we've got some time left before we say goodnight, let's talk about events coming up one more time.
Sure. So you have promised in the first half that you'd be joining us at the musical bingo.
Yes.
So that'll be at Marcine in Old Saybrook
Yeah.
on February 21st. We did it in September. This is just going to be another fun night. It's really casual, a great opportunity to go in there and support local businesses. The QR code up on the screen will get you to our tickets page. $25 will get you several rounds of bingo and pizza. And there's going to be some great prizes as well. So Whitney, our Director of Development's leading that effort along with the team at Mercine. So we're excited about that.
Okay.
Just a lot of fun, a lot of great music. I went to the one in September and it was a lot of fun.
Was
it? Yeah, oh yeah. And it's a great atmosphere too. So, even if you don't win bingo, you're going to have a good time.
You're still having a good time.
Yeah, and you're supporting the community while you're doing it. So
Right.
it's a win-win-win.
Exactly. And we also have Power of the Purse.
Power of the Purse, yep, April 30th. That's at the Middletown Elks Lodge, and that is run by our Women United group. But again, welcome to everybody. Doesn't just we're not just inviting women; it's everybody.
Okay.
But that's an event that it's really the signature event that a lot of Women United groups across the United Ways of the United States and beyond do. So I know some of our counterparts in other United Ways are also hosting Power of the Purse events in the springtime.
Okay.
But sort of the boiled down version of it is there are purses, handbags, donation items that are up for raffle.
Cool.
And you bid on them, and the money that's raised goes back to Middlesex County. The Women United group focus on women and children and supporting them. And so last year they gave out a grant to a program specific for children in Middlesex County. And I'm sure that, I think they're in the process of reviewing the grants right now that we did in the fall. So all the money that's raised from that program stays local.
Okay.
So when you donate an item, and they're asking for donations as well. So I should
they?
point that out. If you go to our website, we have a donation form. So if you're
Okay.
a business or an individual, you got a handbag that's really nice, but you don't want it anymore, and you think it would be a great donation item,
Right.
or you want to buy one and give it to us, that would be great.
You can do that too.
Yes. In fact, I do think they have to be new, so I should clarify on that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but
They have to be new, they can't be gently used.
Right.
Okay.
Right. I should
Got it.
clarify on that. But it doesn't have to be a purse. It could be another item. If you know somebody who has a vacation home somewhere that you think could be worth money and you want to donate it,
Right.
let us know. We'll take it. And again, the money you raise stays in Middlesex County. It's not going to some national group. It's supporting families, your friends and neighbors.
Right. And I see we also have a golf tournament coming up.
Yes, the golf tournament is May 12th at Lyman Orchards in Middlefield. We were at Portland Golf Course in the past. It was a wonderful time. We're trying something new this year. So it's going to be on the player course at Lyman Orchards in Middlefield. We're really excited about it because there's some great opportunities we have for some new fun things. that I won't spoil. You'll have
Okay.
to come to the golf tournament
All right.
to see it.
All right.
But like I said, Lyman Orchards, you think of the donuts, you think of the pies that
Yeah.
they have. So there's more on that to come.
Exactly.
But head to our website, head to our Facebook page. We have an event specific to that on our Facebook page. If you're interested in coming, we're posting little updates as we go. But tickets are live.
Okay.
$175 a golfer, $700 for a foursome.
Okay.
So it's going to be a great time.
And if people want more information on the United Way, where are they going?
First thing is go to our website because that's where sort of everything lives in terms of information,
All right.
middlesexunitedway.org. I'd also invite everybody to go to our social media channels. We've got a Facebook, an Instagram, a LinkedIn page, and a YouTube page as well. So these are, like our page, share our posts. That's really so valuable to us because amplifying the different events and the different things that we're doing really helps us out in getting the word out to everybody.
Bill Hall from the United Way. We're out of time.
Thanks for having
Thanks,
me on,
buddy.
Pete.
See you soon.
Yes, absolutely. At the bingo.
That's right. That's right. On behalf of Bill Hall and Pete Mezzetti, thanks. Good night. We'll see you next week. Good segment.
Yes, thank you.
The preceding program was brought to you in part by